I am in a game. You don't really need brains. You don't need to be a genius.
What do you need?
Right orientation.
Social media often portrays millionaires as individuals with exceptional business ideas, or as those who have inherited wealth from their parents. However, the reality is quite different. Most millionaires are ordinary people who educated themselves to achieve great successes. They could be the person next door with a modest lifestyle, but with millions in their bank accounts. They are first-generation wealthy. They didn't inherit their fortunes, they earned them. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger exemplify such ordinary individuals. Starting from humble beginnings, they rose to the top of the billionaires list, not because they were mathematical geniuses or had groundbreaking business ideas. It was another quality that made their investment company, Berkshire Hathaway, the most successful in the world. If you had put $1,000 into his investment company when it started, it would be worth over $30 million today. Such returns can seem unrealistic, but how did Buffett and Munger actually do it? The answer is that they both understand what most people don't, and that is sticking to a few principles that you can implement in your everyday life. Despite occasional failures, they have remained true to their principles and ethics, consistently applying a key strategy, which we'll discuss in this video.
Not own stocks at all because they just get too upset with price fluctuations. If you're going to do dumb things because your stock goes down, you shouldn't own a stock at all.
Forget complex strategies and overnight riches. According to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, two of the world's most respected investors, the secret to investment success is surprisingly simple. If you are starting out, then heed their advice for beginners.
I think it's the same thing that makes most sense practically all of the time. And that is to consistently buy an S&P 500 low-cost index fund, keep buying it through thick and thin, and especially through thin.
Buffett is so confident in this strategy that he plans to leave most of his wife's inheritance in such a fund, benefiting from the long-term growth of the market, similar to how they've held Coca-Cola for decades. Investing is not just about being smart, it's also about managing your emotions. Charlie Munger says, the big money is not in the buying and the selling, but in the waiting. They value patience and emotional control over sheer cleverness. During the 2008 financial crisis, while others panicked, Buffett and Munger saw it as a buying opportunity, strategically investing in undervalued companies, which led to significant gains when the market recovered.
In 2008, you had something close to a bubble in home real estate. 50 million people had mortgages roughly at that time out of 75 million homeowners.
Leading up to the 2008 subprime crisis, the overvalued stock market bubble was shortly before a collapse. People were blindly investing ever larger sums of money because everyone else also seemed to be doing so. The market kept getting hotter and hotter. Munger and Buffett, on the other hand, recognized the bubble and patiently waited for the right time. Their choice not to invest, against what everyone expected, drew a lot of criticism at the time. However, they possessed the psychological resilience necessary to withstand the media onslaught. And when the bubble finally burst and the market crashed, Berkshire, with its huge pile of cash, was one of the few investment companies left standing. They were hence able to enter lucrative deals with the now cash-strapped companies such as giant blue-chip companies like Mars, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Dow Chemical. Taking advantage of the general atmosphere of panic, Berkshire Hathaway was able to dictate terms to their benefit. This is a great example of their strong emotional control and patience that allowed them to go against the general opinion and emerge from a crisis with more wealth than before.
The world is full of foolish gamblers, and they will not do as well as the patient investors. If you invest the way people gamble in casinos, you're not going to do very well. It's the long-term investment that works best. But if you like the action of investing, sometimes winning, sometimes losing, just like people like the action when they gamble in a casino, those people are not my people. I like the long-term investors who figure out something that's going to work over the long term and buy that.
If you don't want that, you might as well take your money and head to Las Vegas, because then you're not investing, you're gambling. Imagine the impatient investor, recklessly buying and selling based on hot tips without understanding a company's true value. Contrast that with the patient investor,
I am in a game.
reaping the rewards of long-term growth by avoiding emotional reactions to market fluctuations. As Buffett reminds us, no matter how great the talent or efforts, some things just take time. This perfectly captures their philosophy. Patience is key to their success. So, if there is one thing that we can learn from the lives of Buffett and Munger, it is that psychological resilience leads to patience. And patience is the most important element of investing. Patience ensures that your investment strategy remains robust, come what may, despite one or many crises. You might ask, if this approach is so simple, why don't more people follow it to grow their wealth? While the advice may seem straightforward, adhering to it can be emotionally challenging, and that's where the opportunity to build wealth lies. Money is deeply personal and tied to childhood beliefs. Even high earners often struggle to invest wisely. The urge to act is often stronger than the discipline to wait. The path to investment success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to pace yourself, saving energy for the entire race, not just the first mile. Wise investors build on each step, and every lesson learned sharpens future decision-making. See you in the next video, and until then, invest wisely.